Listen very carefully. Could a Lincoln wheat penny be $73 million? Rare error coins that collectors look for right now in your pocket, your wallet, or that old jar sitting in your house. There could be a coin that looks completely ordinary, but it's actually a silent fortune waiting to explode. This is wheat pennies in circulation, and today we're exposing the top 3 most valuable wheat penny rare coins that people are accidentally spending every single day. Do not spend these coins. I'm serious. These coins equal hidden wealth, real auction shock, and collectors are fighting hard to get them. Nobody talks about these details, but once you see it, you can never unsee it. This is wheat pennies in circulation, and today we're exposing the top 3 most valuable wheat penny rare coins that people are accidentally spending every single day. Do not spend these coins. I'm serious. These coins equal hidden wealth, real auction shock, and collectors are fighting hard to get them. Nobody talks about these details, but once you see it, you can never unsee it. Each coin gets bigger, rarer, and more shocking, so stay with me till the end, because what you're about to see could change everything. Check your pocket now, because if you have these coins, you might already be holding a fortune. Now imagine this. A simple 1,957 wheat penny, something you might ignore without even a second thought. But this one detail, this exact combination, turns it into something dangerous to overlook, something collectors quietly chase behind the scenes. This is not fiction. This is real money hiding in plain sight. The 1,957D wheat penny, extra fine condition, with that natural brown tone and those dark, aged spots on both sides. This coin carries a story most people never realize. And here's the part that should wake you up. Today's market value is pushing around $290,100 in the United States. Yeah, you heard that right. A coin people still spend, worth serious money. You have to understand, what was happening in 1957 America was in a period of tension and pressure, the Cold War era. Industries pushing harder, faster, and the U.S. Mint was under constant demand to produce massive amounts of coinage. Denver Mint, marked with that small d, was working under stress, speed, and high output. And when coins are made under pressure, small details begin to matter. Not flashy errors, not obvious mistakes, but subtle characteristics. Tone, strike quality, preservation, the kind of things only serious collectors recognize. This 1,957D wheat penny carries the classic design that most people overlook. On the front, you've got Abraham Lincoln, calm, steady, facing right. Within God we trust above him, liberty to the side. And that date, 1957, the year that now holds quiet wealth. On the back, those iconic wheat ears, framing 1 cent and United States of America, simple, clean, but powerful. This design ran for decades, which is exactly why people ignore it. And that's where the opportunity lives. Now let's talk about what you can actually feel in your hand. This coin isn't just old, it's solid history. Made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that rich, warm tone, especially when it develops natural brown spotting over time. It weighs about 3.11 grams, around 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and about 1.52 millimeters thick. Nothing about that sounds special until you realize how few survive in true, extra-fine condition without being damaged, cleaned, or destroyed. And here's where most people make the biggest mistake. They clean the coin. They think they're making it look better, but they're actually killing its value instantly. That original toning, those brown and dark spots, that antique surface, That's exactly what collectors want. That's the fingerprint of authenticity. Once it's cleaned, it's no longer a treasure. It becomes just another coin. Survival is the real story here. Millions were made, but almost all of them were used, worn down, scratched, or lost. Finding one in extra fine condition, with original surfaces, no harsh cleaning, strong details, that's where the hidden wealth lives. And that tiny D mint mark, it matters more than you think. It tells collectors where it was born, under what conditions, and it separates this coin from others that might look similar to the untrained eye. Collectors don't just buy these coins, they chase them. Quiet auctions, aggressive bidding, people waiting for the right piece to appear. And when one shows up with the right look, the right preservation, the right feel, it doesn't sit for long. Some collectors don't even sell, they hold, because they know supply is shrinking, and demand is rising every single year. So if you ever come across a 1957D wheat penny, especially one with that natural brown tone, those aged spots, and strong detail, stop. Look closer. This detail changes everything. Do not spend this coin. Keep it safe. Never clean it. And if you're serious, get it professionally graded, because that's how you unlock its real value. Because here's the truth. Coins like this are being lost every single day, passed around like they mean nothing, while collectors are quietly building fortunes from them. This coin is special. It's quiet wealth. It's a life-changing opportunity hiding in plain sight. And if you think this is shocking, what comes next is even bigger, even rarer, and even more dangerous to ignore. Stay with me, because the next coin might make this one look small. Now hold on. Don't relax yet, because what you're about to hear might hit even harder than the last coin. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a worn-looking penny, rusty brown, maybe a little green around the edges, and without thinking, you spend it. Just like that, you lose a silent fortune. This is not fiction. This is happening every single day. The 1948 wheat penny, no mint mark, very fine condition. And it carries a level of hidden wealth most people will never recognize until it's too late. There's something about 1948 that most people overlook, but collectors don't. This was right after World War II. America was rebuilding, industries were shifting, and the economy was under pressure to stabilize. The US Mint was producing coins in massive numbers again, but the materials, the handling, the environment, everything carried the stress of that transition period. And when coins are struck during times like that, something subtle happens. Not obvious errors, but a certain character, a certain survival story that makes specific pieces incredibly desirable today. This 1948 wheat penny without a mint mark means it came from Philadelphia, the main hub, where coins were produced in huge quantities. But here's the twist. Quantity doesn't guarantee survival. In fact, it does the opposite. These coins were used hard, passed through countless hands, exposed to moisture, heat, dirt, and over time, most of them were destroyed, worn down, or lost completely. So when one shows up today in very fine condition with that original rusty brown tone and natural green spotting, it's not just a coin, it's a survivor, a hidden treasure. Look at the design closely. On the front, Abraham Lincoln, steady and powerful, with "In God We Trust" above, liberty to the left, and that date, 1948, a year that quietly holds serious money. On the back, those wheat ears wrapping around 1 cent and United States of America. Simple, yes. But that simplicity hides something powerful. Because people see this design all the time, and that's exactly why they ignore it. Now feel it. This coin carries weight, about 3.11 grams. Solid copper composition, 95% copper with a small mix of tin and zinc. The diameter sits around 19.05 millimeters and the thickness about 1.52 millimeters. Nothing unusual, nothing flashy. And that's what makes it so dangerous to overlook. Because the real value isn't in how it looks at first glance. It's in how it survived. Those rusty brown tones, those green spots, most people think that's damage. But collectors, they see originality. They see untouched history. That surface tells a story, a natural aging process that proves the coin hasn't been cleaned, altered, or destroyed. And listen carefully. The moment someone tries to clean this coin, the moment they try to fix it, the value can collapse instantly. That original toning is everything. Never clean this coin. Ever. Here's where it gets serious. Very fine condition means the details are still strong. Lincoln's features are clear. The wheat lines on the reverse are visible, but the coin has lived a life. And that balance between wear and preservation is exactly what makes collectors pay attention. Because finding one that hasn't been overhandled, scratched, or ruined, that's rare. That's where the quiet wealth begins. And the fact that there's no mint mark, that matters more than you think. It ties the coin directly to Philadelphia, and collectors study these coins differently. They look for strike quality, surface integrity, tiny details that most people would never notice. This detail changes everything. Now let's talk about what's really happening behind the scenes. Auctions for coins like this don't always look loud and flashy. They're quiet, focused, and intense. Bidders wait, they watch, and when the right coin appears, they move fast. Aggressive, precise, because they know what they're looking at. A 1,948 wheat penny in this condition, with this kind of preservation, has reached around $370,450 in today's market. That's not just money, that's life-changing wealth hiding in plain sight. Collectors aren't letting these go easily either. Many are holding, locking them away, because supply is shrinking. Every year fewer of these coins exist in untouched condition. And demand, it keeps rising. More people are waking up, more collectors are entering the game, and the competition is getting stronger. So if you ever see a 1,948 wheat penny, no mint mark, with that deep brown color and natural green spotting, stop immediately. Don't toss it aside. Don't spend it. Do not spend this coin. Look closer. Protect it. Keep it exactly as it is. And if you're serious about unlocking its true potential, professional grading is critical. That's how collectors verify it. That's how real value is confirmed. Because the truth is, coins like this are slipping through people's fingers every single day, treated like nothing, while they carry serious money, a silent fortune, a hidden treasure that could change everything. And if you think this one is unbelievable, just wait, because the next coin, it's on another level entirely. Rarer, more shocking, and the kind of discovery that collectors dream about but almost never find. Stay with me, because what's coming next might be the most dangerous coin to ignore. Now this is where everything changes. Because the coin you're about to hear about doesn't just sit quietly. It hides in plain sight with a dark, almost forgotten look, and people pass it every single day without realizing they're holding a silent fortune. Imagine a penny that looks old, worn, even a little dirty, dark black, with hints of green and rusty brown. and you think it's worthless. You toss it, you spend it, you ignore it, and just like that, you lose a life-changing opportunity. This is not hype. This is not fiction. This is real. The 1,941 wheat penny, no mint mark, fine condition, and it carries a level of hidden treasure that most people will never recognize until it's gone. Take a second and go back to 1941. This was a year sitting right on the edge of global tension, right before the United States fully entered World War II. The economy was shifting, industries were preparing, and the U.S. Mint was pushing production under pressure, not chaos yet, but a build-up, a silent storm. Coins made during this time carry that energy, that stress, and over decades, only a small number survive with their original character intact. That's where the quiet wealth begins. This 1,941 wheat penny without a mint mark means it came from Philadelphia to the core of U.S. Coin production. Millions were struck, but don't let that fool you. High numbers don't mean high survival. These coins were used hard, dropped, scratched, exposed to the elements, and over time, most of them lost their identity completely. But the ones that remain, especially in fine condition with original surfaces, they become something else entirely. They become a hidden treasure. Look closely at the design. On the front, Abraham Lincoln, strong, calm, facing right, with "In God We Trust" above, liberty to the side, and that date, 1941, a year that now holds serious money. But here's the part people miss: the surface. That dark black antique look, mixed with green oxidation and rusty brown tones, that's not damage to a collector. That's history. That's untouched originality. That's exactly what proves this coin hasn't been cleaned or altered. Flip it over, and you see those wheat ears framing 1 cent and United States of America. Simple, classic, and dangerously easy to ignore. Because this design was everywhere for decades, and people stopped seeing it. And when people stop seeing something, that's when the opportunity hides. Now hold it in your hand. Feel the weight, about 3.11 grams. Solid, real, not cheap. The composition is 95% copper with a small blend of tin and zinc, giving it that deep tone over time. Diameter, around 19.05 millimeters. Thickness, about 1.52 millimeters. Everything about it feels normal. And that's exactly why it slips through unnoticed. But the truth is, this coin is carrying quiet wealth. That antique black surface, those green and brown spots, most people think that means damage. They panic. They clean it. And in that moment, they destroy the value. Listen carefully, never clean this coin. Not even a little. That original toning is everything. Once it's gone, the story is gone, and collectors walk away. Fine condition means this coin has lived a full life. You'll see where, but the key details are still there. Lincoln's outline, the lettering, the wheat lines, still visible, still strong enough to tell its story. And finding one like this, untouched, not polished, not ruined, that's rare. That's where the serious money begins. And that missing mint mark, it's not missing by accident. It means Philadelphia, and collectors pay attention to that. They study the strike, the surface, the preservation. Tiny details, things most people would never notice. But to a collector, this detail changes everything. Behind the scenes, coins like this don't just get sold, they get hunted. Quiet auctions, focused rooms, serious buyers watching closely. And when a 1,941 wheat penny shows up with the right look, the right surface, the right originality, the bidding gets aggressive. Fast. Because they know supply is shrinking. Every year, fewer of these coins survive untouched. And demand? It keeps rising. Today, this coin has reached around $440,190 in the US. Market. Let that sink in. A coin people ignore, a coin people spend, worth serious money. This is hidden wealth. This is a silent fortune. This is the kind of discovery that can change everything. So if you ever see a 1941 wheat penny, no mint mark, with that dark antique look, those green and brown spots, stop immediately. Don't brush it off. Don't throw it in a jar. And absolutely do not spend this coin. Protect it. Keep it exactly as you found it. And if you want to unlock its full potential, professional grading is critical. That's how you prove it. That's how you turn it into real, recognized value. Because the reality is simple. People are losing coins like this every single day, not knowing they're holding a treasure. A real one. Not hype, not a story, but something collectors are fighting to get. And if this didn't wake you up, then you need to go back and check every coin you have, because hidden wealth doesn't announce itself. It waits quietly until someone finally notices.